Hello out there, all you epiphlings and ephemera. Welcome to Umbral Free Radio. Since this is my first time on the air, I thought I'd start out by introducing myself. You can call me Priestess Lakeney, and I'm broadcasting you from the Sept of the Far Dawn. Now I know what you're thinking. What the hell is this kinfolk thinking, sending out word to the spirits direct? But here's the thing. Guy made me capable of hearing you, and you capable of hearing me. Seems only fitting that I use the gift. So here I am. Now, usually I intend for this to be something of a gossip rag, fill you in on all what's going on down here in my home, and even more so, rumors I pick up from elsewhere. But as this is our first day, I thought you might want some little background, so I apologize in advance if this runs a little longer than usual. So we're a Sept of the Muses, full of lots of furry murder hobos, and our Sept Alpha is I was going to say angry all the time, but that's pretty much par for the course when it comes to Guru. Maybe jaded's a better word? He's got a hell of a sense of humor, and I get the impression that at one time he might have been your typical child of guy and nice guy type, but he's gone through some real shit. I don't know all the details, but I don't think that he lets people get too close to him. He's afraid of being hurt or betrayed. Then there's our beta. You know, number 2 guy. Again, the guy means well. But for Delver, most of the problems you can expect from him are exactly what's on the tin. He's an ectenotheurge who tends to keep information to himself like a 13-year-old with his first porn magazine. He's a lupus who, when he's teaching, sounds like your 5th grade math teacher you slept through, and then all of a sudden gasped and looked around, wondering, my God, has it really been 2 hours? Nah, those are the problems you get with any ectena. But this guy, it's really his personality rather than the standard things you'd expect. First, he tends to try to handle everything personally, when sometimes, delegating is a thing that might make sense. There are other people, Guru are supposed to be pack things. Then, he also can be sometimes slow to act because he's talking things out from 6 different directions when really the thing's pressing and time's of the essence and it doesn't need to be discussed in a committee. But don't get me wrong, it comes from a well-meaning sense of wanting to make sure that everything gets done right and everything gets done. I don't know about every single person in every set position, but I'm trying to do a few personal spotlights from the local scene every time I broadcast to you, and I'm hoping that will help you get a feel for who we all are and where we all come from. So now we move on to current events. There's a whole lot of shit going down, and I figure it's better if we just get to it without a whole lot of preamble. So Sept Alpha went off to deal with the hunter by himself at the end of our most recent gathering. He was part of the team that went to go look into the exploding maggot Fomori. Don't worry, details to follow. Who got ambushed on their way back from looking into that. I don't have all the specifics on what happened there, but I saw Syntax when he ported in, and he had a hole through his chest the size of a cantaloupe. I guess most of the Guru who were there with him ran for it, leaving Frost alone to face the hunter. Now he's determined to see this problem resolved, and he's gone off without backup. Frost, I salute your courage. Although I would point out that Guru were created as wolves to run with a pack, and maybe, just maybe, it would be wiser to bring yours along. Though what do I know, maybe they just bail on you and leave you alone to die, because evidently that's a thing that Guru do now. As for the group with the maggot-infested exploding Fomori, they came back with some bound banes they brought onto the Sept. And it seems like only Angus got in trouble, which granted, he should be in trouble. But Syntax brought a bleach bottle with 3 of the suckers onto Sept when he poured it in. But evidently that's not a violation of a holy space. As far as I know, he didn't even get a slap on the wrist, much less an actual punishment that he deserves. But that's basically all I heard about what happened with their group. For our part, we went to the coffee shop through the Umbra. The Fomori things were vomiting some kind of corruption all over the patrons. Delver engaged them, and they exploded, just like we were told the others did. When he stepped into the real world, I'm told he was cleansing people and checking for injuries. Then one of the cubs and I saw this BSD, an ugly son of a bitch. He did something to Delver which made him unable to get back across, but we figured he needed to concentrate to maintain the ability. So we tried everything we could to distract him. I even tried flashing him. Nothing worked. In a moment of pure lunacy overriding good sense, I ran up to him and stabbed him in the leg with a silver dagger. This succeeded in breaking his concentration. However, the downside was he grabbed me with his claws and carried me off into some other realm. Delver and the rest of them tried to track me down, but I saw how deep they'd taken me and all the way into what was, I suspect, was their hive. I talked it over with Hummingbird, and we agreed that sending untrained cubs into that would just be meat for the grinder, and severed the link between Hummingbird and me. So there I was, stuck surrounded by a slavering pack of BSDs. Their leader keeps asking me questions, but I did my best to play it cool and not piss anybody off. But here's the crazy thing. After a while, they just let me go. Dropped me off back by the sept and let me go. No torture, no rape, no hanging me over a pit of acid piranhas waiting to see if the guru would bother to rescue their kin. He just told me if I'd ever changed, he'd be back. It's fucking crazy. And I can't make sense of it. I tried to ask Coyote for guidance on the whole thing, but all he wanted to talk about was if I learned my lesson about not sparing the lives of hunters, which was a definite yes. That point's come across loud and clear. Kind of wasn't what I was asking about. But I get the point. Since this broadcast was recorded, some new information has come to light. A video has come down the pipeline showing the hunter we've been dealing with, executing Frost. I don't know what to say, but I do know that the guru of this sept will not sit idly by and allow this to stand. At the moment, these videos are unconfirmed. We can't be sure they are genuine. I don't want to believe that he's gone. So all I can do is hold out hope. And on that note, I shall conclude our broadcast. I shall conclude us on the idea of hope. It's what separates us from them, our dark counterparts. And it is my hope that through these broadcasts I help keep yours alive. Yes, our people are some crazy-ass death machines. Yes, they can sometimes be complete morons. But deep down, when shit goes bad, there's a certain nobility of spirit that makes it all kind of worth it in spite of all the bullshit. And that nobility of spirit and capacity to learn and grow from all the insanity is what keeps us going. And if that ain't a kind of hope, I don't know what is. This is Priestess Lakeney signing out.